Abusuya michia ona mo akwa basonko so emfa wo emra eye be media GH so. Abusuya after say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama release a letter suspended the Chief Justice TsatSu Torkornoo abusuya lawyer baako aba bonten TsatSu Tsikata aba bonten abusuya for ensem ode aba bonten this time no emu edu me pese ye kone kotie ensem TsatSu Tsikata kan ya Mugabe eden reactions the Atigya had a so a bear media just abusuya say and then the connect channel so need no go kwan so but more than subscribe my notification bell so for more podcast updates yet ensem Mugabe TsatSu Tsikata the actual bonten say while we're saying a year the Chief Justice so we're seeing the case now enya some edidi agro yenko ko tie message here how that's why be media GH so yeah that's
I mean the president any kwema na
first of all
do justice to the topic.
First of all metia etifo nyina na hwefo yeah na me say it's been going on for some time. Say petition no the woman say petition no nye na start here. It started 2024. In fact, Nana Dumpo ena started process no. Na me say the reason why I made it started from 2024 no. Amount for ashedama omurefi no mo pese omukase do Mahama na I started petition against if anything opeso oji Chief Justice, but the process started in 2024 when a petitioner wrote to His Excellency Nana Dankwa Ekufuado say yenyi Chief Justice no. And Nana Ado so started process no. By law no, when the petition comes like that, I will say we started process no because the people have their reasons for saying say ABR on grounds based on this and that we want this person removed. And Nana Ado started process no, and Nana Ado edify power. Nana Ado fee power no. I think there were 3 new petitions that got to the desk of His Excellency John Mahama. As president, you know, the Jumane say obe follow constitution, no. Omwaye investigations and na omwehu say the petition is not just unfounded. The petition has grounds, and he, as a fair and just president, you know, on to me and sweepy petition no under the carpet. He has to make sure say he works on it. It's look, it's a public office. We all hold public offices, and we all allegiance to the Constitution, and our duty is to the people of Ghana. And see, if the people of Ghana, whom we serve, are saying say, okay, this person we think is not discharging their duties properly in the interest of Ghanaians, and they write a petition, it is not up to the president to cover the person because she's a man or because she's a woman. You are put in that position not because you are a man or a woman, but because you are a Ghanaian and because you are qualified to do the job. So the people that you are serving, I say a few of them have brought some grievances against you, and they want the grievances to be investigated. Mugabe, it is a public civil service or public service sector. Say we are a director, and now we are even the police service in the army and any other public institution. When a petition is brought against you, and they think that it is worth investigating, they will indict you and tell you to go and sit at home until the investigation is completed. And see, I believe that with the judiciary, this is what has happened.
No, I'm going to say establish a prima
facie case. Okay. And see, in this instance, the grounds for her suspension, the kind letter now a fee presidency, almost say they have
her response to the president.
After her response, they have investigated, they have looked at the petitions, and like I said, that this thing started in 2024, not even under His Excellency John Mahama. Okay. This process to remove the Chief Justice, I'm stressing it, the process to remove the Chief Justice started under Nana Ado with a petition, and it is continuing with 3 more petitions. Okay. And based on the petition, the president has found reasonable grounds for the Chief Justice to answer certain questions. Mm-hmm. And it is based on those grounds, President Akache Yemami Chief Justice say on Kotinefi a suspension. Kotinefi any investigation. He has set up a 5-member committee to look into the allegations. say allegations no 5-member committee no kotenase no mu ye now they don't find any case against her. I'm sure that she would go back to her position as chief. But if any wrongdoing is found against her, then I'm sure that going forward, no, the grounds for removal would follow from there. So we should allow
the recommendation will come from that
the 5-member committee. But for now,
forming that committee.
Oh, their names are here.
Their names are there. I know. The former auditor general is in it. Yes. You can mention the names.
Daniel Yaodomolevo is there. Justice Samuel Kobna Edubi, Justice of the Supreme Court, is also there. Then Major Flora. As for the middle name, I cannot mention. Dalagu.
Yeah.
Yes, and then Professor James Sefa Jisa, Associate Professor, University of Ghana. They are all members.
So there are two members of the Supreme Court on it.
Pamwine, and then there's that judge here, Justice Samuel Kwame Edibu Esiedu.
Yes,
Justice of the Supreme Court.
Wow.
So we have to allow the committee to do its work. Anonymous 7. Anonymous 5 and anonymous 7. Anonymous 7 almost 30 precedents, no. And see, anyway, so the committee will do its work. Now, how did we get here? Is the question. How did we get here? Alista? Yeah. Because Ghanaians have lost trust in the judiciary. In any government setup, you know, we have the judiciary, we have the legislature, and we have the the executive. But in the past 8 years, what we saw was that the judiciary was taking instructions from the executive, and the ordinary Ghanaians started agitating. So even when there's a case against an individual based on where the political party or how the person is seen now, you can tell how the judgment or the ruling is going to come out. And see, before it comes out, you can predict, say, where a anonymous 7 they are going to do their thing. So there's like more or less mistrust with the judiciary. Because I say, on one of our campaign trails, His Excellency John Mahama spoke to them and told our justices, say, yes, Nanado Ena appointed him as Chief Justice and as a Justice of the Supreme Court. But however, your term is protected by the Constitution. So it is up to you to ensure, say, you do the right thing. Do not me can say Nanado na appointed wunti, you are going to dance to his tune. So can say jeli NDC ni we na we jeli no. So can say mia wensa na wa mia wensa. That is not how justice works. Until Lady Justice herself was suffering under the past government, and justice is not for sale. Justice should not be for political appointment, where maybe you are a Supreme Court judge, a High Court judge, and you please your friends and government in power so that you be promoted to Court of Appeal judge. Justice should not be pushed aside for you to be able to climb up your career. That is unfair to the people that you are meting out justice to. So this thing is going to be a precedent. I know people are saying, okay, Oyoba. At the end of the day, it is the office that we are looking at. We are not looking at gender here. She occupies, she's not the first female judge. Justice Georgina Wood has been there. Sophia Kufu has been there. I don't think that there were any of these charges against these two honorable women that I have just mentioned their names. So whatever she did, and there are some memes. Mugabe, you know what a meme is? Then it goes around as a meme. Yeah. Then people start using it. In Tibia, who send you a message, and then they will send my face as a meme to you. Yeah. So there are some memes where she was sort of eyeing them in public, and that meme went around with the Chief Justice, you know, and our body language and facial expression says a lot. It tells a lot about what we are thinking. Me, I always say what my mouth will not say. Look in my eyes, you see it. Say, Bibina mpese meka. What is all written in my eyes. You see what exactly I'm thinking. So we could actually tell what she was thinking about His Excellency John. But I don't think it has anything to do with that. That's her personal. So you can't force her to like JM whether open asemo or pen asemo. But we have seen so many instances where the law should have gone a certain way, but it went the other way because you could see that there were some higher hands pulling the strings, and I believe that didn't augur well for her. And Tina, Musa Dankwa did a research, a poll. He conducted a poll. Global Info Analytics. Yeah. And about 58% of Ghanaians, 52% of Ghanaians, 58 na ye winnie and they be in the woman team. 52% of Ghanaians want her out. Yeah. So if 52% want her out now, then she's toasted. 18 neutral. 18, yes, she's toasted. You cannot continue to be there. Justice is very, very important.
So your global info analysis now.
Yeah, and then 52% and Gray no 11 almost on the neutral.
20%
oppose. Okay.
And 18%.
So only 20% oppose her removal. Only 20%. The rest of the country feel that confidence in the judiciary must be restored. Maybe as leader of the judiciary, maybe if she is removed, then that confidence that we are looking for in the judiciary, as a Ghanaian, I don't have to suffer injustice because me NDC. Nobody deserves injustice. Look, there are people who went to jail for crimes they didn't commit. They spend their whole lives, and if you are lucky, maybe you find a pro bono lawyer who will take your case and investigate and have you removed. But if you are not lucky, you'll be in jail for a crime that you never committed. That is injustice. And look at that. What money when so and our man like she's done this. Say any time born. What money when so it different wole. It different wole. That's why he was looking.
Yeah, she should look back at herself and go home and say bye bye.
Yeah,
That be suspended. The guy has more power than you. What you say?
But like I said, no, I don't think.
Who is one or share a year listen.
Look at this video. This one. She was being unfair in court to Justice Tadeo Song.
And
pronouncements.
This is where TsatSu told her that the future is pregnant. Yes. This is where TsatSu told her that.
Let's listen to exactly what
that's suspended, but it's not suable.
I take it that's really in your so if I would. It is important to place on record that both the plaintiff and the Attorney General have complied with these orders, and this court is able to complete hearing of this suit if the Speaker chooses to file no processes. For the above reasons, the application is refused.
Lord, we are extremely grateful.
So, Mr.
Grateful.
So, Mr. Sorry, will you be filing anything, or should we hear without you?
Oh, no, I don't have instructions on that matter, but especially so that if my lady looks at the affidavit that I filed, I said the order was served on the Speaker on Monday, so he has 7 days. I will speak with him to draw his attention to the course.
Exceptional circumstances that would flow from the effect of the ruling of the Speaker of Parliament declaring the 4 seats vacant and a determination not to allow the MPs to remain in Parliament. What are some of the effects that weighed on our minds as exceptional circumstances that were alluded to in the ruling? The 4 constituencies of Amenfi Central, Fomena, Aguna West and Suhum in the Western region, Ashanti region, Central region and Eastern regions of Parliament are made up of hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians who had queued to elect these members of parliament to represent their interests in parliament as their voices. By declaring that their duly elected representatives in parliament had vacated their seats for acts that were interpreted within the light of Article 97(1)(g) by the Speaker, the Speaker was actually enforcing this interpretation of Article 97(1)(g) against those hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians, and not just the 4 people that sit in parliament. We have considered the application and find that the grounds supporting the application have no merit because of the very explicit and clear directions of the 1992 Constitution, specifically Article 2, Article 130, and Article 296, and established decisions of the Supreme Court from decades of the country's constitutional history. Grants of orders beyond 10 days. The Speaker's lawyer urges that because of Order 25 Rule 18 of the High Court Civil Procedure Rules 2004, CI 47, that enjoins high courts to grant injunctions and other preservation orders for 10 days in the first instance if heard as party, and without notice to one party summoned before